Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For our radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also joining us online worldwide via our podcast at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. We're glad you all could be with us as well. Here in the South, I don't have to tell you that warm temperatures are here, but those living with psoriasis, well, for them, clothes may show too much skin that can make them feel uncomfortable. In fact, studies show a whopping 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis say the condition deeply impacts their quality of life. Well, you may wonder, for those of you who are living with psoriasis, or, of course, maybe for loved ones, what can be done to be able to help? We're here with some expert advice on how to ease the symptoms and start to regain confidence. We're excited to welcome Dr. Omar Noor. He's a board-certified dermatologist and co-owner of Cal Dermatology, and also team dermatologist for Brooklyn Nets. Also joining him is Joey, a mother and educator who lives with plaque psoriasis. Thanks to the two of you for the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Cyrus.
Dr. Noor, I want to begin with you because I'm sure our audience have probably seen commercials or heard commercials about plaque psoriasis or psoriasis. First of all, what is psoriasis and how does it impact people living with it?
Yeah, so psoriasis is an immune disease that causes inflammation in your skin. Now, you're going to see a lot of it in these thicker plaques that patients have. They're thick, they're silvery, they tend to be itchy and uncomfortable, and they can affect any area of the body. It includes the scalp. And even a lot of times, if it includes the scalp, you're scratching, you're itching, you're getting a lot of flaking on your clothes, and it really produces a lot of emotional distress for patients. You know, they see the plaques, like you mentioned earlier, it dictates sometimes the clothing you wear. And it's really frustrating for a lot of patients, really affecting their quality of life negatively.
So, Dr. Noor, with that in mind, then, what are the best ways to manage this skin condition?
So we're here with UCB to get a better understanding of how patients can gain control of their skin and their psoriasis. So we have Bimzelx. Bimzelx is a biologic that targets that internal inflammation that I talked about, which is IL-17A and F. And when we prescribe any medication to any patient, we want to make sure that it's the appropriate medication and it's right for that patient. So we'll typically check some blood work prior to starting the medication. So that means checking for a TB test, making sure someone's healthy, making sure their liver is okay, checking for liver enzymes. And then we want to make sure that we go over all of the potential side effects of the medication. That includes upper respiratory tract infection, headache, acne, and even cold sores. And then at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you talk to your doctor to make sure that it's the right option for you.
Okay. Well, Joey, that's why we're so glad to have you on with us. As I mentioned, you're not only an educator and mom, but you also are living with plaque psoriasis. So I appreciate you spending some time with us. Tell us about your diagnosis, Joey, if you don't mind, and how you manage your plaque psoriasis.
I will. I was diagnosed with plaque psoriasis in 2015. And prior to that, I was very active. I was a competitive swimmer, and I was basically living my life in a bathing suit. Once the diagnosis and all the sores started showing up on my body, I would not be caught in a bathing suit. I would go with my children, and I would wear long pants and long sleeve shirts. As, you know, you're talking about the temperature of the weather. It didn't matter if it was 105 degrees out. That's how I would be dressed. I was severely depressed. I didn't know what to do. When I got the diagnosis, I was put on a treatment plan, which was not the right plan for me. The doctor that I was seeing at the time would not listen to my concerns. Didn't matter how it was affecting me internally. Was just trying to worry about the external appearance. And I had to advocate for myself and find the right doctor, which I did in Dr. Noor. And the treatment plan that we worked out for me has worked so wonderfully. I really am happy that I did not settle. I had to continue my, forge ahead and continue in my endeavor in finding out the best treatment plan for me.
And Joey, with that in mind, I love the fact that you talked about advocating for yourself. What advice then do you have for others about living well with psoriasis?
I would say, first and foremost, you definitely want to find the right doctor, advocate for yourself, expect more, do not accept less, and never, ever settle. There is hope.
And I think, Joey, for our audience out there that's listening to this, to know, though, that they can be able to get that help is so important. Dr. Noor, for you, what should our audience know about living with a condition like psoriasis? What do you want them to take away from this conversation and the help that's available?
So, yeah, you want to make sure that you're working in a team with your dermatologist. And if you do have any questions, you can go to bimzelix.com. That's BIMZELX.com. And remember, you don't have to settle, like Joey said.
Love that. Dr. Noor, Joey, thank you so much for the time today. Really appreciate you stopping by and looking forward to having you back on the broadcast again. More than welcome. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.